Brian,
Yeah.
how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. It's another week. Nothing super exciting. Unless you're an affiliate, what? Yeah. Then today is awesome. I'm not an affiliate, though, yet. Rip the dream or whatever streamers say.
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. Don't you
I
don't
guess you
you
gotta
worry
stream
about it.
to become affiliated, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
well.
so. Hey, we've got Ben and Zan from
Oh, hey.
Barely a
Yeah.
Destiny show. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
You did.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Good. We decided to do this last night when one of them showed up in in my Twitch stream where Twitch wrote my resume.
Oh my
Probably
god,
one
so
of
funny.
the best things I've ever done on Twitch. Period. So that was fun. That was definitely fun. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But Guardian Con fundraiser, guys, charity
Oh my God.
stream.
Oh, jeez.
What does anybody know the exact number right now?
No, but I know it's over 700,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Power levels over 9,000.
I know
That's-
for sure it's over 750, and that was this morning, I believe. And by this morning, I mean Tuesday morning, because this will go live tomorrow or today, whenever you're listening to it. But yeah, so inception that. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. Hopefully
Bro,
I'll
my
get it.
brain.
Yeah, the brain
You
hurts.
just ruined it.
We're gonna bring up Guardian Con on the window, and as soon as it pops up, I'll let you guys know. But yeah,
Is there like a
they've
live
raised-
counter for it?
Yeah, they do. If no one's checked out Guardian Con yet, twitch.tv/GuardianCon, they're raising money for St. Jude's. And let's see. So like they have a live counter of the current streamer. So for example, right now, let me full screen this for my old eyes. Dado's on right now with his new BFF triple rec. And they're at $876,090. That's the
Wow.
total. And then Dado so far, they're doing 4-hour blocks. I'm not really sure what hour he's on right now, but just Dado himself has raised $14,373.
It's bonkers. That's bonkers.
Yeah.
When does that end? Like, when do they stop and tallying all that up?
I believe they went live Sunday of last week? I think it's a week long.
Oh, dang. Yeah, a million's going to be easily hit.
Yeah, it's Tuesday as of this recording. So,
Way to set the bar low, guys. 2 million for
Yeah.
Guardian Con right now.
Right.
2 million.
but last year I believe the goal was
500,000?
570, something like that. Or that's what they hit last year. The goal I
They
think
hit
was 5.
564. I remember because
Yeah.
the 64.
Oh, fitting.
Oh, and you're a 64.
That's right.
So yeah, the goal was 500,000, I believe. They hit like Josh said, 564. So obviously,
Oh, the goal last year is 250,000.
oh, was it? Okay. So yeah, they clearly destroyed it last year, and
Yeah.
by the looks of it, it looks like they're gonna destroy this year's as well. Which there's no losers when it comes to that. So
No,
Right.
it's awesome.
it is
For the
very
kids.
for the little lights. Hey, Zan,
Huh?
Ben,
will
you guys start this show for us?
All right.
Yeah.
The Loot Cast
Lootcast
starts
now.
now. That's pretty close.
It was.
What is going on? Welcome to episode 103 of the Lootcast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. I've got Brian, aka Destinaut TLC, bringing all the tender love and care.
And the waterfalls.
And the waterfalls. We got two very special guests from Barely a Destiny show, Zan and Ben. And guys, if you want to get yourself a free audiobook from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/thelootcast, and there you can get an audiobook of your choice, and you help support this show. We really, really appreciate that. Books we recommend: Ready Player One, Armada, Game of Thrones. They have so many Star Wars books. So if you're a Star Wars fan, check out Bloodline or Aftermath. Both are good. There's even a book about Battlefront, which had way more story than the game. So, you know,
That can be any game nowadays, though. Let's be honest.
silent, salty knot. Hang on. Anyway, audibletrial.com/ patreon.com/thelootcast. Get yourself a free book. Help support the show. We really appreciate it. Guys, we also have a Patreon. Patreon.com/thelootcast. Get an extra Destiny show each month for $1 or more. Go check that out there. The details are all there. I'm not going to bore you with them. Just go look at it if you want to. If not, we still love you anyway, so don't you worry. And if you do support us, we love you too. So thank you so much. Lastly, we have a Nintendo podcast called the Nintendo Powercast.
Are you sure?
I was reading chat as I said that. And we do that show live on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/thelootcave, right after this show, which typically starts at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We were a little late tonight because, you know what? Skype is sometimes just butts. That's just the way it is. There's no way.
Skype hates Snow Leopard.
Yeah, Skype. So we do try to do this live, twitch.tv/thelootcave, 7 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday nights. I think that's all the plugs, right? Well, there's one other. Guys, the Lootcast is going to be live at Guardian Con on Friday, this Friday. I'm going to stream it on my personal channel, twitch.tv/N64Josh, that episode. Guardian Outpost is going to be joining me. Everybody should be following that guy. He is, as he would like to say about his followers, the bee's knees. So check that guy out. He was on our episode 100. He's a good dude. He's filling in for Destinot because he can't make it. We're going to play the Guardian dating game. And I got a few other things up my sleeve, so we're going to have a good time there. So make sure to tune in for that. If you're going to be at Guardian Con, please come shake my hand. Come say hi. Please, you better do it. Okay, let's rock and roll this bad boy, huh?
Do it.
I'm like, so we kind of teased what was happening last night. I was streaming.
Yeah.
I'm applying with IGN for their Nintendo editor position since their main Nintendo editor now works for Nintendo. But I suck at writing resumes, so I'm like, okay, well, I need help. Chat, and Twitch can play Pokemon, so I bet you Twitch can write my resume. And I had a resume that I wrote for Xbox when they said I should come apply for a job. So I pulled that out. There's so many spelling errors, so many it was bad. It was bad. Not necessarily like spelling errors, like words spelled wrong, but it was like instead of like the word streamer, I wrote steamer, just so
Something totally different.
Yeah. So
now that you mentioned it, you said they asked you if you knew anyone at Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's good that you don't, because maybe they're like, every time we hire someone, they know someone at Nintendo, and then Nintendo scoops them up. So maybe you're just like, I don't know anybody at Nintendo, guys. I'm not jumping ship anytime soon.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're keeping him.
Yeah, there you go.
maybe that'll be the ticket. Who knows? But regardless of what even happens with the job, like what we did last night is I opened up a Google Docs. I shared the edit link in my chat, and the chat literally typed up my resume. So Jimmy Pike and no, come on, stop. I got other music. There we go. I got it. Jimmy Pike, Henny, Alka-Seltzer-Tini, Destinot was in there. I don't even know who all joined to start typing because all I would see is Anonymous Fang and Anonymous Penguin and Anonymous Beaver. It was just all these different goofy animal names. If you guys get a chance, go check out some of my past stream. I even tweeted some clips. Like the jokes were like, we got this thing done. It looked sharp, but the jokes all the way throughout the thing, I couldn't. I was crying. I was literally crying. Some of the people in the stream were crying. We were just laughing so hard. We literally put on like heavy metal chip tunes and just went for it, and it worked out. So now I've got all these ideas. Like I think I'm gonna have Twitch help me write songs and Twitch help me write a book, or who knows?
Wedding
Like
vows.
Oh, the Twitch book.
the possibilities are endless, So like this could be pretty fun. So anyway, that's that. Let's get in to our first segment, probably the segment we're just going to stick with for the rest of this show, which is Becoming Legend.
Oh.
All right. So we have some legends here with us. We got Ben.
Mhm.
We got
Hey.
Zan. Ben, start this thing off. You were in the stream last night, and I saw your Twitch like avatar had the name of your podcast, and I was like, oh, I've seen these guys on Twitter and stuff, and I was like, hey, how you doing? You guys should come on. How's tomorrow? You're like, okay.
Yeah. I was like,
Exactly.
fuck, freaking definitely.
So short notice, sometimes it's just how we roll. But like I kind of want to there's four of us talking on a podcast, so we're kind of just gonna round table this thing and whatever. But like between the both of you guys, like, we want to know what you main in Destiny. We want to know like one of the coolest memories in Destiny. But then we just want to kind of just chit chat about Destiny and about your guys' podcast and how it got started, all that kind of stuff. So Ben, why don't you start us off with just kind of the brief history of you and Destiny and what you main, that kind of stuff.
So when Destiny was coming out and everyone was playing the alpha and the beta, I was like, this game looks so stupid. I was like, seriously, I was like, this game looks awful. It looks like Halo. I don't want to play this at all. And my buddy, I was over at his house and he was playing the beta. He's like, you want to play? I was like, no, I really don't. And then I actually don't even remember how I ended up getting the game. Like, I don't remember why I picked it up, but I remember I was up in my different city with a couple of my friends. We had like 3 PlayStations set up in their living room. All of us are playing Destiny. I picked a Titan because that's the only class you can pick. If you pick any other class, you're wrong.
Good answer.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know. We were just like, I remember getting to Fogoth and being like, "Oh my god, you guys, it's a boss! There's boss battles in this game. This is so sick!" And they're like, "You want to go play PvP?" And I was like, "No, that's stupid." So we did, and within like the first couple games, Galahorn dropped for me.
Oh, they
Everyone
kicked
That was
you
hates
my
out.
you now.
first exotic,
Everyone
day one.
hates you.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty cool rocket launcher." I didn't know Galahorn was hype until like 6 months in.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much how I started playing Destiny. I took a big break and then came back like right before Rise of Iron.
Okay. All right.
But-
Zan, how about you, man? What do you main? Give us the lowdown of you and Destiny.
All right, so I'm a late year 2 player, a couple months before Rise of Iron, actually, because I used to be with somebody that didn't let me play video games.
Mm.
So
Aw.
yeah, so that's never happening again. But
call.
once we split,
Good
I bought a
call.
PS4, and like everyone I knew that had a PS4 was like, "Buy Destiny. You gotta buy Destiny. Get Destiny. Like, get it right now." I'm like, "Well, I'm playing Uncharted 4," and they're like, "Screw that. Get Destiny." So I did, and I remember Ben had told me like raid stories and like just all like this other stuff. And I was like, "Oh, so it's like an MMO." I come from EverQuest and Star Wars: The Old Republic and stuff like that. So I figured I'd like it, and I basically haven't taken it out of my PS4. I main Titan because I always played a tank in MMOs, and they haven't bumped. So
I just want to hug you guys.
Oh, dude, we're all 3 of us on our podcast are Titans. If you're not a Titan and you come on our show, we will berate you about it.
yes.
I'd hug you, but my arms are too short because I'm a Titan.
Oh,
Zing.
feels bad, man. Feels real bad.
I'm pretty good at fist bumping, though.
Because your biceps are so huge, right?
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
Super swole. So, hey, you know what I forgot to do is say hey to everybody in the chat with us. Henny, Jimmy, I know I mentioned you guys during my stream from last night, but Church, Shoddy Johnson, anybody else? Reaper Miss Prime, anybody
Shout out
that's
to
just
Wisebot.
and Wisebot, yeah.
Hello.
See, no, I'm not going to read your name out loud, but thanks for the follow, buddy. I'll just say
Read
Seymour.
it.
You guys can
Read
you guys-
everything.
you can. I'm not anchor manning that thing. So, but welcome to the Cave of Wonders. So, well, guys, give us the lowdown on like why a Destiny podcast and why the great name and that kind of stuff.
Well, I had gotten like a new job, and all I did was basically listen to podcasts at that job. So This is about when like Rise of Iron was like announced. So I was like getting pretty into it. I was like, you know what? It's like I really like. I want to kind of get in on this. I want to get on that sweet, sweet Destiny podcast money, which isn't a thing.
Wait, so do we. Let's talk later.
But yeah, I was just kind of like, you know what? I have a bunch of friends that I know that play Destiny. Like originally, it was just a bunch of guys that I went to college with that were on the show, and then now none of them are on there. You guys missed out. You could have been on the Loot Cast with us, but no.
Suckers.
But
Shout out to the quitters.
I just kind of was like, I think that I want to start a podcast. And I've been listening to a lot of RNG Cast and Dad's Tales. Shout out to those guys. They're my boys.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. I like how they're just like, I honestly just wanted to do like a variety podcast, but I was like, no one's going to listen to that. We should make it kind of about Destiny. I was like trying to explain it to somebody. I was like, you know, it'd be like barely a Destiny show. And that name just kind of stuck. And I asked my brother to join, and he was like, yeah. And now he's right here. And at the time, my fiance was pregnant, and I was like kind of like having a hard time like dealing with all that. And I had met another guy through Destiny Ghost Stories chat, Scott, and his wife was pregnant at the same time. So we kind of like helped each other through that, and we had been talking a lot. And I was like, you know what, man, you want to do this podcast with us? And that's just kind of how it all fell together.
Yeah.
And then we always like to play some music at the end of our show because we all play music. So that's kind of like our other than Destiny thing. We really like to play guitar and stuff like that.
Nice.
So when you say play music, like you guys are literally like pulling out guitars and singing something at the end, or?
Oh, no. We actually like I used to a long
Josh
time
is like,
ago.
Darn.
Yeah,
I was like,
if you
play
want, I
something.
can sing you a
Let's
song.
go.
My guitar's like right over here. I used to run a web series with my friends from school. We all went to school for audio recording. So we met all these bands that we would just ask them to come and like record in my friend's basement, and we would just film it and put it online. You guys can check it out. It's Wolf House, Ohio. It's pretty fun. But I had met like a ton of really cool bands that I don't think many people have heard of. So I was like, well, why don't we just play them at the end of the show and try and see if we can get more people to listen to those bands, because I think they're really cool. And maybe people that listen to Destiny or play Destiny will think that they're really cool. So I don't know. It's just a thing that we're like, hey, let's do that. We do like a segment about what have we been listening to lately, and Zan always answers the same thing every single week.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And I
good.
missed their show last night. I forgot that it was yesterday. Oh man, such a bad super fan. Super fan.
Yeah,
What's the band?
Gates.
Gates.
They're from New Jersey. They're really sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they on Spotify?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
is Parallel Lives their most recent one,
Yes.
brother? Yeah, it's super good. We actually we went to go see them the night that he found out about them. And I had heard them before and was like, yeah, they're okay. And then they played their new album, and I was just blown away. Like, I just the whole time, like, dude, are you believing that this is happening? This is so good.
Always
Huge
good.
fan of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Likewise, man. Likewise.
Yeah, I heard that you used to play in bands.
Yeah. Yeah. Played
Hmm.
in a lot of different bands from punk rock to like
Indie alt rock.
hardcore to like playing in a lot of churches and doing that stuff. Kind of all
We're gonna have to swap some bands.
quite the I've got quite the spectrum of music
yeah.
I've played and music I listen to. So everything from screaming like "C is for cookies, cookies for me," to like la 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 la, So
What a range.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but yeah, well, that's awesome. I mean, that's it's cool, like to have your own like thing. That's so because I mean, somebody just typed in the chat that I love.
It's not untrue.
You know what? I don't believe it.
I want to make sure that everybody knows this exists. So real quick, if you are on Facebook, you can Google the Facebook. There's a Facebook app that will show you everybody on your friends list that does like the Nickelback page, and then you can unfriend them. So if if you were unaware of this, go check that out. You will not find. Well, I really don't like Facebook. So yeah,
not a sponsor.
So anyway, yeah, exactly.
Doesn't like Facebook, does like Nickelback. Got it.
Yeah. I have no friends on Facebook because I liked Nickelback. Okay. I'm sorry. At least I get Chad Kroger's updates. It's all that matters.
Oh, real quick, you guys want to look at this photograph? I mean, every time it makes me laugh.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I think that was a Nickelback.
I'm sure those are lyrics to a song, but I don't know it. So
yeah,
that's Nickelback.
Okay.
No, I know it.
I actually can say I don't know that, so that's good. That's good.
So you guys are brothers, you said. So
yeah.
How far back does the gaming addiction go?
Quite a long time. I mean, we kind of stopped playing video games when I started beating the crap out of him and Tony Hawk. That's when we stopped playing video games together.
That's when we split, and I went PC gaming for 12 years or something like that.
He went to MMOs.
MMOs. Okay, I was gonna say around that time would it be like Counter-Strike-ish, but
it was 1999.
Oh, that was
that's
a good
when
year.
EverQuest 1 came out.
Ooh.
Yep, Nelly Furtado. Same era. He played MMOs, and I started playing like more skateboarding games, and then like Halo and stuff later.
Okay.
Favorite Tony Hawk? Which one?
American Wasteland, because I miss having Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. I've been trying to figure out a way to emulate that for like 2 months. I really want to play that game again.
Yeah, skating games were big back then. I mean,
oh yeah.
I think right now is the only time we kind of don't have one.
Don't remind me.
I mean,
Skate 4.
Skate
Please.
4. Yeah.
Skate is probably one of my top 10 video games of all time. Top 5.
Oh,
nice. Yeah, because I can remember as far back as like Skate or Die for the NES was a thing.
Gosh.
And, like there's always TNC Surf. I mean, they've just always had skating games, and for some reason in the last generation of gaming consoles, I guess it was just like, nope, not gonna do it. So yeah, it's weird. It's just there's no skateboarding.
You remember when Neversoft and Activision tried to make every extreme sports game there was? Like Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer, they had a wakeboarding game. Just stop, man. Nobody wants to play a surfing game. That's got to be so lame.
They just need to bring back
everything. But
you mentioned that like all those like extreme sports. What was the one for PC like way back in the day? Was it California Games?
Oh, I don't know.
You could play like hacky sack in that game.
what?
Yeah, dude, it was like all the beach kind of sports. There was like, it's supposed to be like, surfing, skating, skateboarding.
Give me a skimboarding game.
Yeah, there you go.
Skimboarding?
That'd be sweet. In 4K? Be great.
Yeah, 4K skimboarding. Hot 10 seconds of action every time you play it.
Right. With a beautiful sunset.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole point of the game.
And in the background, there's Kelly Slater surfing by.
So you said it was the skateboarding, but that split you guys. What was Destiny? What brought you guys back together?
No,
Playing together, or was it
Mass
prior to
Effect.
that?
Yeah, Mass Effect. That's really like we're freaking huge Mass Effect fans. Except for like I really don't like Andromeda. It was a disappointment.
No.
But
You're in good
the
company,
first
though.
3, how many times do you think you've played through those games, Steve?
At least
Sorry,
10. At least 10.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still mad that I don't have a. I've wanted a Mass Effect tattoo really bad, and now I'm like kind of glad I don't have one because Andromeda's. Oof.
It kind of got like tainted there right at the end. It's kind of like I just drew a blank, but there's like a movie series. It's kind of like the Aliens movies. It's like they brought out Alien 3, and a lot of people didn't like that, so they're like, hey, let's do another one. Just to kind of wrap it up on a good note. But
I'm like, you should have stopped at 3. Just ugh.
But yeah, I know. I have Andromeda now. I wanna
Episode
say, Episode 1. What do you mean?
It's another trilogy that shouldn't have been started, probably.
Oh yeah, just let it die. Well, now I like the new Star Wars stuff. But
Right,
I'm not.
new
I'm
one
not huge
stuff's
into that.
good.
That's Zan's
Okay.
expertise.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big nerd.
Hey, real quick, we got to say hi to everybody
Heyo.
from the Bear Raid.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's okay. Your Twitch chat is broken, guys.
yeah.
Right.
Our
Oh.
chat is now broken, guys. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, Raiders. Miss Black Bear, love you,
Yeah,
dear.
thanks.
You're the best. Thank you so much for bringing all your people over here. Welcome, guys. We are recording the Loot Cast right now. We have two very special guests from Barely a Destiny show. We've got Ben and Zan. I'm N64 Josh. We got Destinaut. If you guys are listening to this show in the recording, you're like, we already know this stuff.
Yeah.
But welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the follows and everything. We're just chatting Destiny, and
Yeah.
we're chatting games, and you know, they're Barely a Destiny show. We've kind of we kind of walk the line a little bit, right, Destiny? We're definitely a Destiny show, but
Mainly
There's
Destiny,
times-
some
yeah.
other stuff.
I mean,
sometimes we
30%
just got to
salt.
talk about some other stuff so that we don't hate on the game we love in the community. Not that we would hate on the community, but you guys understand, like, you got to take a break sometimes. So
when there's barely any Destiny news, it's
Right,
called barely a
right.
Destiny show.
that's right. That's right.
Kidding.
So, but we are obviously just hyped for the second game. We cannot wait. Man.
Okay, I got to ask you a question, Josh.
Yeah, please.
Speaking of D2,
Yeah.
as a Titan main, do you secretly want to be a Dawnblade because it's secretly the best Titan in Destiny 2? It's got
well,
Twilight Garrison.
yeah.
It throws flaming weapons.
Yep.
Mm.
So
And it has Ward of Dawn buffs.
yeah, at the D2 reveal, I played Warlock twice and Titan once, and I got to play the Titan on the PC, and I was like, I don't know if you guys remember The Office when Jim Halpert's playing Call of Duty on the
Oh,
PC, but that's kind of what I looked like. Like I was trying to throw a smoke grenade while standing in a corner, just jumping. That's kind of similar to you know, to how that went down. So, but
I think you
will
inverted
s-
your mouse. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, I did.
A,
I did,
who
I had to.
inverts? B, a mouse?
We were inverted. All right, that's all I got to say. It goes all the way back to the Top Gun days.
That's
But
what she said.
but the Warlock actually felt really good. I didn't get to play the Hunter, but I have a feeling that all the classes are going to feel better and similar enough that there's not going to be. I put it this way. I don't think Warlocks need to self-res anymore because people will want them around finally.
Yeah.
They won't have to play solo, which is why they self-res, so that they could come back to life without anybody to revive them. And now people are like, hey, you're a Warlock, it's okay. You're a Hunter, it's okay. You know, come along. So
I mean, it just proves that Titans are the best class because they had to take some of our stuff and give it to Warlock in order to make them good.
right. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, if I end up on all three platforms, I'll have 9 Titans, so I'm good to, you know, I'll be fine. Right?
9
That's-
Titans and 1 Dawnbreaker.
For the kids.
Or 8 Titans.
8 times.
8 Titans. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think
Seriously,
I can do
guys-
all 3 systems. I don't know. That's time I can't. No, I can't do it.
It'd be out of
So
control.
much work.
It
Well,
would be out of-
considering you only own one of the 3 consoles, good luck with that.
yeah, right.
So you guys are Xbox. Are you guys both Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
You guys
a PS4,
excited to
but
get your
not
exotics?
Destiny.
In October.
I
Yeah.
can't wait. That's the only reason I'm still like I'll be streaming Destiny 1 until I have all the weapons. I got 100% it, you know.
Yeah, you're not allowed to play Destiny 2 until you get all the exotics from Destiny 1.
You guys didn't get the memo. You got to complete the book to move on to D2.
Otherwise, it's $700,000 for D2 unless you complete the book.
Oh, wow.
I actually saw on Twitter today a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay on Destiny 1 as everyone migrates to Destiny 2. That way I can be the best person in the game. And then below that, everyone else was like, "Oh, that was my idea." So
Destiny 1, a place for scrubs.
but all are welcome. All are welcome. So I just want to say again, thanks to everybody from Miss Black Bear Stream that's here hanging out with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So guys, what's it been like getting a podcast off the ground and stepping into an extremely saturated market when it comes to I mean, there's
a lot.
I don't know if there's a single game that has more podcasts than Destiny, right? Maybe World of Warcraft,
Yeah, or like
maybe Overwatch. I don't
the
know.
Division.
Right.
See, this is the thing. I think about this a lot. I feel like there's probably not a lot of other games that can warrant a weekly podcast because there's not a lot changing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Call of Duty podcast, you'd be like, everyone's still using the AK-47U or whatever. I don't know. I haven't played that game in forever, but getting it off the ground. I mean, like the biggest thing for me was just don't pay attention to who's listening to it. Like not don't pay attention or like fans or anything, but just like not caring how many people are listening, you know, what people are saying about it. Just we're going to keep doing our thing and that's it.
Yeah.
And
Just have fun.
we were really lucky because like Scott and I both listen to a ton of Destiny podcasts. So on our show, we'll all the time just be like, oh, did you hear on this podcast this week? They were talking about this. And we got lucky and like JC Jesse from Dad's Tales heard that we were talking about them and gave us a shout out on his show. And that really like gave us a big bump.
Mhm.
And ever since then, it's just been kind of steadily growing. And I don't know, it feels really good because I hate the idea of like harassing people to come listen to us. You know what I mean? Like going into every Destiny group being like, we have a podcast, guys. They're like, yeah, who cares? So
who doesn't?
yeah, it's just
Back of the line.
yeah, if you hear about us, hopefully you will listen to us. And if you don't, you know, enjoy listening to the other Destiny podcasts out there. There's a lot of them, and I feel like it's kind of like listening to death metal music. It all sounds the same, but you pick your specific flavor of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Isn't that all music though? I mean, really?
Yeah, like every
No, just
genre
death
has
metal.
like, well, I feel like death metal shoehorned a little bit harder because
Right,
it's always
right.
got to be in like minor keys and stuff. But you know what I mean? You're like a lot of it's the same, just what specific flavor of that. We all like ice cream, but some people like chocolate, and that's what we are: chocolate ice cream
There you go.
with sprinkles.
Yeah, I think a lot of what has kind of propelled us forward is the community and just the support you get from everybody. Like as we had guests come on the show and getting shout outs and just like other people in the community like dropping our name wherever they can. It's really it's kind of amazing. It's like we didn't even ask for any of this. You guys are great, you know? Like,
Yeah, we really don't do any work at all.
Don't tell
It's most-
everyone that.
If you want to start a Destiny podcast, just do it, and then people will listen and tell others about it. And you really don't have to do anything. Just keep making it.
Field of Dreams.
You're like the kid that sits down next to me to play Street Fighter. You're like, I've never done this before, and then you beat me from button mashing, and I'm like, I know every move.
I score. What does that mean? Did I break it?
Yeah, just duck and punch.
right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
No,
it's
and that's
fun.
I mean that's this community though, right? I
Yeah.
mean it's like the thing I'm excited the most for like Guardian Con is like just it's going to be like hanging out with so many friends. That's really what it boils down to. Like we talked about it with the Destiny 2 reveal, and it was just like these are the people we talk to like daily on Twitter, and now we're together, and Guardian Con's gonna only be that, but like times 1,000 because I can't wait. I can't wait. And it's because of just how tight knit this community is, and the way I mean, you're always gonna have people that are like, you know, they're gonna view it as competition or whatever. But I mean, look, me personally, I spend about a 10 to 11 hours at work, at minimum 4 days a week. And I have the ability to listen to podcasts all day long. So there's more than enough to go around, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you know, and it's like you're saying, everybody kind of likes their different flavor. Like I can listen to Joe Rogan for a 4-hour podcast and not even bat an eye. Like it's no big deal. But then I can also listen to shows that are half hour, and that, you know, that's fine. A lot of times I find myself going, oh, it's already over though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so it's good that there's a variety. And, you know, I would say for the most part, most of us are like kind of in this thing together. Like,
Yeah.
and
I think you make a really good point about like it. You're like it's not a competition. You know
No.
what I mean? Because like when going to like music school and all that, there was this weird kind of like animosity between guys that were in bands. Like oh, if your band's doing well, mine's not going to. And I'm like, that's absolutely ridiculous. We don't even play the same kind of music at all.
Mm.
And even if we did, it wouldn't matter. Like nobody says if you like this band, you can't like this other band. And I feel like that's the same way with like all these shows. Like another Destiny podcast popping up is not gonna like hurt your numbers. You know what I mean? It's just whatever.
They can't
Like,
get worse.
but you know what I mean? Like it's not a competition between people that make content. And I don't know. If you're out there and you think that it is, well, there's the door, bud. You can get out.
Wrong community.
Yeah, the community has been honestly like so awesome to us. That's probably my favorite part about starting the podcast is when we get those friend requests on PlayStation and just people hopping into our parties like, hey man, fans of the show. And we're like, awesome. Do you want to play a raid? Like, let's go. Let's do it right now. Just played with our very first person who sent us an email. We just played Paladins for like 2 hours.
Nice.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. I believe it was wasn't it the Dad's Tales guys that got us through or got me through, or did we both do that at the same time, Dustin?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Flawless Raider right before, and then they joined us that night, right? Am I mistaken? We've done so many that
Something like that.
Yeah, I think they joined us,
Mhm.
and then I may have joined them on a. I don't know. I can't remember.
It all
There's so
blends
many
together.
shows. There's so many. It blends together. Like, were they on our show? You know, but I mean, and that's the thing. Like, the more that we can just like, just that cross promotion of just like, hey, check these guys out. Check, you know, whatever. Like, you want people to have, you want them to have plenty of content, and it's, you know, you're not going to be the only ones. Like you're saying about the bands, like honestly, instead of getting pissed at those bands, they should have been like, hey, can we open for you? You know,
Yeah,
like
let's play a show together.
let's do a show together and combine our audiences so that they can get a taste of you and yours can get a taste of us, and so on and so forth. And
Get that
that's
sweet local band money.
Yeah.
Just like Destiny.
right. But I mean,
Oh,
that's my mentality with content creation, and you know, with streaming everything, because it's and we've said it on here lots of times, but I mean, we are stronger together. That's what I tweeted out today, because the whole Twitch affiliate thing and some of the partners are kind of upset, and it's like at the end of the day, we're all stronger together, and you know, and we can create something so awesome together that you know, why not? If people listening to the Lootcast can go right into Barely a Destiny show or vice versa, and you know, they're digging it, I mean, that's great. It's great. There doesn't need to be a monopoly.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, some friendly competition is good if you want to look at other people for inspiration, or you want to look at some things and go, man, I could improve in this or that. Like, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
That's a good thing. But the like, if they're doing good, that means I'm going to do bad. No, like don't think that way. And if you're thinking about starting a Destiny podcast, like, I know some people may say, don't do it. It's over. Like, do it. Who cares? Like, do it. If you're passionate about that, start a Destiny podcast. And the best advice I can give you is do not label each episode. You know, I don't say the Lootcast episode 103 when I put it on iTunes. It's always Destiny 2 hype or Destiny 2 news, something that people are going to be searching for at in their podcast app. If there's like a particular piece of news, make that your headline. Make sure you talk about it. Don't just make clickbait.
Yeah. No, it's
Make
clickbait.
sure-
That's the key.
Make sure that you talk that you talk about it, but like you literally will see yourself start showing up in like organic searches, and that's huge, because otherwise it's episode 1. Nobody's looking for that, especially if you have an off the wall name that nobody knows is Destiny, like the Lootcast. Like I have to put that because people aren't necessarily searching for the Lootcast.
Why do you think we have Destiny in our name?
Yeah, see, you know what's up. You got the SEO down.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, it's I think that like the biggest thing if you want to do a Destiny podcast is stop talking about doing it and just go do it. Like
Just
there's
do
probably
it.
a month and a half that I was just like, oh yeah, like maybe we could do this, and I was thinking about like, oh, let's try and do this. No, get your phone out, pull up your notepad, come up with like 5 topics, get your buddies together and record it. Get it going. You'll learn more by just doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
5 topics. Destin, have we ever had 5 topics?
Maybe on 5 different shows. But it depends. Like you're saying, like not to quote Nike, not a sponsor. Like just do it. Like
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
do
Shia LaBeouf.
it.
Shia LaBeouf.
And the thing
Don't
is-
let your dreams be
Yeah.
dreams.
But yeah, it's like just do it. Just hit that record button and just start. The other thing is like we've been kind of talking about. There's so many Destiny podcasts. You don't have to do your podcast exactly like a different show. Like you don't have to be like, oh well, we need a Crucible segment, and we need to know all the lore, and we need to know everything that there is to know about the company Bungie. Like we said, don't clickbait it and just put Destiny in the name when you're talking about gardening. But your show doesn't have to follow that certain format. I think recently one of my favorite episodes that we did with a guest, besides this one, was a show where I mean, like we got to the end of it and we were like, oh hey, we should talk about Destiny real quick, because like we just talked about so much other stuff. So yeah, your Destiny podcast. Maybe who knows? I said don't do gardening, but maybe your show could be about Destiny.
Maybe you're a
gardening.
gardener.
Yeah, the Destiny bushes that you create, like Edward Scissorhands or something. I don't know. But yeah,
Can somebody please come to my house and do that? Give me a nice Titan with a like Captain America shield and a dome over it.
Titan or Lord Saladin off over by the pool? Yeah.
Yeah.
So just do it and make it your own. It's the only advice I could kind of give.
Yeah, I think like
Oh, go ahead.
just don't try and emulate other people. Just if you're not being yourself, then it's going to quickly become apparent that you're not. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like by the time episode 4 or 5 runs around, you're going to be like, "Oh crap, I don't know how to be this other person still." If you're just being yourself, they're all going to be consistent, and that's what's going to keep people coming back. If they like your personality, you don't have to be, you don't have to go out and be Guardian Radio or DCP or the Lootcast or Dad's Tales. Just do what you like to do.
Yeah, it's gonna show. It's definitely gonna show. And I mean, look at us. I mean, we've gone from like I was like, oh, we're a Destiny podcast to, oh, we're gonna talk about all kinds of games now, to, oh, we're a Destiny podcast. We hit some bumps in the road. We just kind of went with the flow of things, and we finally settled on what we were gonna do, and we're just doing it.
Mhm.
And if so. Another quick piece of advice, and then we'll get into some Destiny. But like, barely a Destiny show leaves your guys the opportunity to talk about whatever you want
Oh yeah.
without having people go, "I thought this was a Destiny show." It is, but barely,
Mhm.
right?
It was made for the dry spell.
Yes,
I thought of
exactly.
it before Rise of Iron was announced. So like the entire premise was, well, there's nothing to talk about, so we're gonna have to talk about other stuff. And then I'm kind of bummed because ever since there's been news all the time.
Yeah.
So like we haven't had an opportunity to do our regular format like ever.
Right.
Which is what? Just poop. We talk about poop a
Let's
lot.
just talk about poop.
Interesting.
Surprisingly, those get the hits though.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen on purpose. It just kind of happens that way. It's weird.
No, that's kind of crappy though.
Oh,
Oh,
we have a no dad joke policy.
Oh,
Why
no.
are you on the show then, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say a dad that is a joke.
Oh.
Oh.
Give me
Sorry,
a
son.
tissue. But no, what are you guys like? Other than the warlock with the fire sword, what are you guys looking forward to with Destiny 2 from what you've seen so far? Like, what is what's got your hype levels up? Like, what looks exciting?
Hitting people with Captain America shields, the Defender bubble still being there. That's super. I'm super duper hype on that. I feel like they're like, oh, let's change all these other classes, and they're like, yeah, should we change Defender? And people are like, it's so good though. And honestly, I don't think that they took out War to Dawn because it's such a pillar in like raid mechanics.
Yeah.
That's why I think they left it in. But I'm excited for crispy headshots in the Crucible. I'm excited to not have a .93 KD anymore because I was trash for so long. It doesn't matter how many like 1.5 and 2.0s you get, it never goes up. Freaking
Never.
Destiny tracker making me hate myself all the time.
Right.
Honestly, I'm excited for like all the subclasses. I just want to get my hands on it.
Right.
Can't wait.
I'm excited for everything being a roaming super, basically. Like striker, multiple slams, what? And then one thing that we haven't seen that I'm really, really curious about is Voidwalker, because that's my second favorite. Like, it's only Voidwalker though, not the other two. I just can't stand Stormcaller. Anyway, do we get 3 Nova Bombs? Do we get 3 Nova Bombs?
That'd be
I don't.
interesting.
This is a hot
Let's
topic
see.
with us. I really don't think that's going to happen.
I hope they do. It's Fist of Havoc on a stick. I mean, come on, who doesn't like Nova Bomb?
I just feel like that's such an easy out for Bungie that like during development they were like, yeah, we could just give them 3 Nova Bombs. And you're just like, oh man, but like everybody's got a roaming super now. We should probably like let's try harder than that. I'm hoping that they tried harder than that. And 3 Nova Bombs would be cool, but maybe there's something sweet. I know I was listening to some podcast and Bones was like, it's like maybe they get like an ionic blink or something like that. And I was like, ooh, that would be pretty sick. Get to like zip in and then drop your Nova Bomb.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Ninja Bomb. There we go.
Patent pending.
I have a feeling it's gonna be like a tether ball. Like you're just gonna like
Swing
you'll have
it
to
around.
borrow the hunter's pole, but you can just tether that thing and just start smacking it around in a large circle, and just taking everybody out. But
It's a co-super. You throw it at your Arc Strider and they'll just spin their thing around and knock people
is
out.
that gonna be a thing? Are we
You guys
gonna
want
have like
super combos?
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I mean, when they did that with Mass Effect, I thought it was so cool.
It was
Yeah.
really cool.
But I think that would be super hard, but also very, very rewarding in the raids and stuff like that.
Yes.
I mean, it already is like when you tether somebody and then throw a Nova Bomb at them. It's so good.
Look, I mean, we got to see the Hulk throw Wolverine like in comics and stuff, and he's like, throws him. As a Titan, I would gladly throw a hunter like a spear. I got no problem with that whatsoever.
If we could throw hunters, I'd be throwing them off the map all the time. Get out of here.
I'm on your team.
Don't care.
No,
Where's
you're
your-
not.
Where you're not helping the group, Golden Gun.
Right.
Looking at you.
Selfer.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, so
What are you excited for?
for Destiny 2,
I mean, I know you played it already.
yeah,
But-
the PvP, I'm pretty. Here's the thing. I'm personally excited for the 4v4 PvP stuff. I think it's great. I'm concerned for the community that may be a little. I don't want to sound like I'm like hardcore, but I enjoy PvP. 4v4 is what I've been playing since the Halo days, so it's like that's what I'm used to. Like the 3v3s were a little different with trials and stuff. I mean, it was fine. I didn't mind it, but it wasn't, it wasn't 4v4. So I'm excited for that. I'm just worried that those that are a little more casual are going to feel like they have more responsibility now and there's going to be a greater load put on them, and then they're gonna walk because it's gonna be like, this isn't fun. It's too much pressure. At least in 6s, I could sit back and snipe, or just hold down a control point or whatever. But it's going to be a lot more intense. I think it's going to be a lot more Trials like, and even the game mode we played where it was like one life, it kind of added that like Gears of War element to it, where it was like, okay, you can get up one time,
Yeah.
and then you're out, and so it causes you to play differently. It causes you to play smarter, and the whole power weapon thing. I mean, a lot of it just felt like
sad.
Halo to me, and I love Halo, so that's a good thing. But it sounds like from when we started this conversation, you may not love Halo as much as some. Would that be correct?
I mean, I liked it, but I never. Okay, the problem is that we didn't get high speed internet until I got high speed internet like 8 years ago.
Mm.
So I wasn't playing online games for a long time.
Yeah.
Basically, no shooters ever.
Yeah. Well,
Until
hey, you're
Halo 2.
it's like Halo 3 or no, Reach was the first one when we played at our old house. That's when I started getting into it with all the boys. So you're talking about how you're like, well, with it going to 4s, it's not as conducive to the casual. Let me throw something on you. So try it on, see how it fits. What do you think about when Iron Banner comes back in D2? What if it was 6s for Iron Banner, or like 4 or 8v8, something like that? Would you be hype on that?
I think it's fine, but it's one of those things that I feel like if people get a taste of it, they're going to be more pissed off that they don't get it on a weekly basis, right? Because that was already the thing with Iron Banner when it first came out back in year 1. They're like, why can't we have this all the time where light matters, like, and that kind of thing, to where it was like, from talking to Luke Smith, the maps are designed for 4v4. Like they literally created everything for 4v4, which my concern is that the pendulum has swung so far.
Mm-hmm.
And Halo, and we've talked about it on the show before. Halo 5 did the same thing. Like it went so far, and then they're like, here's this casual mode called Warzone where they add NPCs and it's 12v12, and okay, it's going to be different strokes, different folks. It always, or different strokes, different folks. It always is. But I know Deej. I saw a tweet from Pope Bear this week how they talked about being the gunner on the Warthog or driving the Warthog back in the Halo days. And that gave people that didn't have the thumb skill for headshots or whatever the opportunity to feel like they were doing something in game. So if we see some game modes where it's like capture the flag with even like a Sparrow, like a 2-man Sparrow or something where your job is the driver, I think that'll remedy some of the like just what seems like only competitive gameplay at this point.
My only problem with that is if you put a 2-man Sparrow, one guy who's the driver, that's 25% of your damage for your team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got half your team wrapped up zipping around, and let's be honest, the guy who's on the gunner for the Warthog, he wasn't killing that many people.
It kind of, I mean, it would depend on the team though. Like a lot of times we would send 2 guys to go and like do some slaying while the like 2, and I remember specific times like driving up on a map and like get to the flag with the front of the Warthog on it, and I would grab the flag and then jump on the hood, and he would drive and hit the brakes and just send me flying, right? So like that kind of stuff was just so fun. And you had to coordinate as a team to work it out. So yeah, you may, but the thing with Destiny, if you could pull your 2-man Sparrow out of space magic right there, then you're only limited at the point that you've already slayed and you're driving back to your base.
Yeah.
But we don't know. I mean, again, this is complete speculation. I just would love to see, a little more vehicle involvement with PvP. Even if it ends up only being 4v4 for everything and forever, if we get, it's been my thing with Halo 5, like we need some asymmetrical maps with vehicles, not necessarily like the tanks, but like just with Warthogs, so that people that don't feel as comfortable constantly slaying have something to do. And so, and maybe we're going to see, we don't know what kind of, the maps are also going to differ. The problem with Halo 5 is almost every map feels and kind of looks the same. There's not like the classic Halo days. It was like Blood Gulch. You'd say that name and everybody's like, oh, I remember getting this snipe, doing this or doing like everybody has memories. I say a Halo 4 map, everybody's like, what? Even a Reach map, a lot of people aren't going to know. Halo 5, no, you know. Destiny has some cool maps, but I don't think anything has quite captured the magic of like the Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3 days where it's like I want to go back to the pit, you know, like I want to go back to Hang 'em High. There was just and maybe that magic was theirs because there wasn't anything else, you know.
Yeah,
and now
you got a lot of nostalgia. You got a lot of lack of options. You know, not only for shooters but within that game. You know, now it's like there's been so many maps and there's so many other games out right now. I don't even look at map names. I'm just like, oh, I like this one based on the 2-second mini clip that it shows me before I go into the map. But just real quick to address your 4v4 being like, I guess, a little bit more competitive. The thing that I think will save it is if every single mode is 4v4. I don't think it's going to change it from 6v6 necessarily, because the 6v6s, even when we would play and you go in with 6 people that were like, that we knew and we're all partied up, you're still going to go in there and roll over 6 randoms that are playing it casually. I don't think dropping the number to 4 is going to matter, because you get 4 guys that know each other that are in chat together and you go up against 4 randoms, yeah, they're going to win. But I think the majority of people that play probably any video game are more casual. You got the people that play every single night. You got the people that like have their teams and they stream and they're, you know, super hardcore. But when you look at how many people actually own the game and play it, the majority are probably casual people. So the majority of people you're going to go up against online are going to be casual people. Not to say that they're not good, but it's just, yeah, it's not like every match you go into, you're like, okay, this is MLG practice, guys. We gotta put try hard pants on, and it's just not gonna be like that, I don't think. So even though, yes, the scenario is potentially more, you know, as you say, sweaty or MLG or, you know, whatever you want to call it, I don't think it'll pan out that way.
Yeah,
it's more of the solo player that I'm getting after, that I'm getting at. Like, if I go in solo and there's 3 guys that are playing together, or gals that are playing together, and they're gelling, they're doing really good, and then here I am, or whoever here, you know, with this really low KD because I just can't hang, right? I may not come back for that. Whereas like if it's in 6s, matches can still be won, and you don't necessarily point to one person or lost. You don't necessarily point to one person and say you're the reason we lost.
Well, that only matters, I think, like I was saying, like if there are 3 guys together and they're really good and you're not so good and you jump in with them, I would think you would still be winning, because the other team is going to have a bunch, probably like randoms. Possibly the other team's a group of 4. But we've seen like in trials where one guy gets all the kills, so it doesn't matter who's on the other team or how many people are on the other team. That guy's just that good. So
yeah, and I mean, ultimately, I hope I'm wrong, right? Like I don't want that to be the case. I don't want this to feel like you got to be the elite to enjoy Destiny multiplayer. And we may find that because of the way they've balanced everything with the power weapons and everybody's using primaries more, you know, fingers crossed, like it may be that it works, you know.
Well, there's also something to be said for the skill-based matchmaking too. You know what I mean? Like if you're just hopping in solo queue, they should in theory be putting you with people that are around your skill level.
Yeah.
'Cause even when I hop in with, like, my one boss, Scary, is super good, and I hop in with him and I just get stomped because we're up at his level now. So if I'm going in solo, I should be playing people my level or worse.
Yeah, and again, hopefully that's the case. I just what concerned me is just that there's only 4 people and one guy's KD is super bad on a like that guy's gonna get caught. I'm worried that guy gets called out, or that gal gets called out, and then they don't want to play anymore. It's like this just isn't fun. It's not fun getting reamed because I'm the weakest link when I'm just trying to learn or get better. And maybe they fix that with a ranked playlist and a non-ranked playlist. But the thing that I've seen in ranked playlists with Halo 5 is the extremely good players will go into the unranked playlist because there's not a skill-based matchmaking, and it's like, oh yeah, that's fun being in a pub stomp when you're on the receiving end of it,
I think they've already said no ranked
at launch.
Yeah,
At launch, yeah.
They're not committing to anything.
Right. So, who knows? I trust Bungie. I just don't want to see the player base in PvP shrink like it did in Destiny 1, especially when it comes to like trials and stuff, because like now it's just trials is wicked sweaty, right? There's only there's only the hardcore still playing that for the most part. And so
I don't play it at all.
Yeah.
People are like, "Hey man, you want to do trials this weekend?" I'm like, "Nope." I don't. Although if you want to take me to the lighthouse, I will do it because I haven't gone yet.
There you go.
Same.
There you go. Well, my son's on PS4 also. He's a baller. He's pretty good. Yeah. So
how big is his backpack? Can it fit 2 brothers?
It's a transport.
Yeah, and
I can barely fit my belly.
He can't fit Titans. That's the problem. So they're too big. No, but well, hey boys, we're at that hour mark, and we want to hear where people can find you, find your show, all that stuff. Give us all the places.
You can find me on Twitter and PlayStation and Twitch at DetBen Malone. DetBenmalone, and we also stream our show Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is 11 a.m. Pacific, and that's on my channel, twitch.tv/DetBenMalone.
Cool.
If you want to hit up the show, it's at BarelyADS on Twitter or BarelyADestinyShow@gmail.com. For myself, I'm on PSN, Twitch, and Twitter at Zanifan711. That's ZANIFAN 711.
All right. And iTunes, Google Play.
Everything.
iTunes, Google Play, Podbean. I looked at
Stitcher.
Spotify, but Spotify has got weird stuff about it.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the 3. Apparently, there's some websites that'll just pick up your show, because I think some people have been like, "Oh, I found you on this weird podcast site." I was like, we didn't submit to that.
Yeah, they'll just grab the RSS. So it's nice, free advertising. So
You shouldn't have any problem finding us.
Cool. Destinat, where can we find you, bud?
You can find me mining the salt mines of Twitter, especially lately. I love it. At Destinat TLC, and every Tuesday night, twitch.tv/The Loot Cave, 7 o'clock Pacific time, talking Destiny, and then 9 o'clock Pacific time for all the late nighters, talking Nintendo.
That's right, guys. You're gonna find me on Twitter at N64Josh. You'll find me on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all the above. N64Josh. If you guys are looking for a Destiny clan, make sure to look up the Loot Clan on Bungie.net. We have a PS4 and an Xbox clan. And if you just need a group of people to play with, but you don't want to necessarily commit to something, that's fine. Like we also have you can just join our group and then get into our band app, and we can help you with raids and finishing that Age of Triumph book. So there's a lot of people still playing regularly. Destiny and I aren't necessarily playing regularly or at all. I played a little bit this weekend. I did some trials. It was fun. I want to get my Age of Triumph done. So, but yeah, just look up the Loot Clan. Guys, if you want to get that free audiobook from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/thelootcast and, snag a free book. We really appreciate it. Patreon.com/thelootcast, extra show, extra Destiny show each month for $1 or more. Go check out the details there. If you have a second, you can leave us a quick review on iTunes. We'd greatly appreciate that. And look forward to seeing some of you guys at GuardianCon on Friday. If you can't make it, make sure to check the show out. I believe it's we are going to be at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific. So make sure to tune in for that. And Barely a Destiny show. Guys, thank you. Thanks for coming to the stream
Dude, thanks
last
so much
night.
for having us.
And
Yeah.
for being able to come hang out with us short notice. It was great.
Oh, no. Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you guys have a good night. Everybody in chat, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody that came over from Black Bear's Raid, thank you so much. Guys, let's head over to GuardianCon, the GuardianCon stream right now, and hit them with a little N64 raid, and that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So we'll see you guys over there. I'll post the link shortly. Thank you so much. Later.